Okay. Come on.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back. We're back.
Oh,
They're
gosh.
challenging us tonight, mate. They're making us earn our money tonight.
You're not wrong.
However, not a lot happened. We pretty much only lost the lap there, Davo. So welcome back, viewers. Appreciate your patience when this does happen. However, Maverick Webley did make the official pit stops, and Maverick managed to do the undercut on Webley. Webley repaired the car, so it was some 4 seconds the difference, Davo, between the stationary time on the jacks. Webley's car still carrying a little bit of damage on it, so I don't think he got to repair everything.
It's raining, J-Man.
And it is raining again. hey, riddle me this. Is there anybody still left out there
on a wet
tyre?
I don't think so. I think they all threw them over the fence.
They chucked them away, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Danny Kim's still on a wet tyre.
Oh, there you go.
Danny Kim is still on a wet tyre. This rain is only scheduled to hang around for around about 6 to 8 minutes, however. So his time in the... Oh, hang on a sec. Who else? No, yeah, I believe that is the only car out there on a wet.
So interesting times here. It's Hendo in the pits, J-Man. That will be his scheduled stop too, I would suspect, after we just did talk to him a little bit earlier in car. So that has actually put Shane Fodderdo in the lead of the race provisionally, interestingly enough. He was running in about 6th position before the schedule stops, so it'll be interesting to see how they go.
Yeah, look, something to consider too was the strength of the Mustang in the wet conditions earlier on the slick tyre over Maverick's Honda. Now, the gap from Maverick to Webley, 2.3 seconds. Maverick just actually coming up in behind what appears to be George Goddard.
Yes.
Just trying to round him up. He'll have blue flags, I believe. So he just rounds him up into the final chicane. And then we'll see Webley very quickly arrive as well into that same chicane. So it'll be interesting to see, like I mentioned, the strengths of that Mustang in these variable conditions.
As Hendo...
Still on the jacks.
Yeah, so he starts to go back a couple of positions. There's still Fodderdo, Moss, Hughes, Collins yet to pit. So
that Hendo gets the car underway.
That will equalise as this race goes on, J-Man. And yes, look, thanks for bearing with us tonight. The internet gods have not been nice to us, but we will thank everybody for joining us once again here for Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 6. We're going to thank SIMBLACKS. We're going to thank CrossCut Woodworks. We're going to thank True to Life Racing Designs, Crossy 43 and Hendo. And of course, MATCHFIT Entertainment for trying to keep the cogs turning here tonight and keep this broadcast live for you all to view. J-Man, what do you got eyes on?
Well, I got eyes on the strategy of Nathan Henderson, and I'm not sure that he's made the right call here because he's come out on a wet tyre. This rain isn't scheduled for very long. So I just don't know if he's... Yeah, I don't know if he's made the right call here. However, it still would have been tricky to come out at this phase of the race on a brand new slick and not have any temp in it. So he was going to be up against it either way, as he just tries to round up George Goddard down the inside, and he has that is very much Brandon Webley just up in front of him, and he's going to catch that car at a rate of speed on a wet tyre versus a slick. So Webley will be wondering what the hell's going on here, and this will be an opportunity for Hendo to try and get past and make some margin because he's going to have to get off those tyres before too long, because you can see on the widget, well, I can see on my widget.
Oh, look, Webley responds to Henderson and gets so sideways. And again, big flick. Fodderdo in the pits, J-Man.
Yeah, now
Puts Jordan Moss provisionally in first on the road at the moment. Hendo and Webley very wide through the left as they run up the hill.
Yeah, you can see Mav just exiting that same chicane. So this will be Hendo just trying to do his level best, trying to put some margin on these boys, and then he'll know already. I'm sure he'll have the weather widget up to show that he's going to have to stop again.
Look at the gap that he's got on Webley already, though.
Yeah.
Just look at it. Webley is way back in the spray. And he's already well on his way to chasing down Mav's Honda there, J-Man, the Red Bull car.
Man, that's a massive margin in a short period of time that he put on the Mustang.
Yeah. And look at it. Look at how quick he's coming up behind.
He's just going to round up Mav here.
Drive past him. Oh, and Webley off again.
Webley hits that puddle again. Coming through Redlon, up the Kimmel Straight. That is just... And the bonnet is up on that thing, is proper bent. I'll try and get in car, have a look at his steering. What's it like? Doesn't appear to be too bad.
Oh, tough.
Oh, that car is not in a good shape. I tell you what, if I was...
Oh, yeah, it is properly bent.
If I was Nathan Henderson, I would bank on just smashing these tyres for the next 3-4 laps and going and getting a brand new set of slicks. Because I believe probably Webley's going to have to come in for some more repairs anyway.
Well, who's his next threat, J-Man?
Pete Dawson. Pete Dawson.
Who's now behind Webley as Webley just drifts that Mustang around. Well-beaten car. He's struggling to keep that thing in the corner. Dawson will smell the blood. Look at it.
Hendo round up Macrolos. Just look at this wet tyre. Just absolutely putting on a clinic right now with this tyre on. Flies past Macrolos, and he's going to start eyeing up the road Ben Collins, who's just had Crossland past him. And Collins is on. Oh, Crossland loses it. Coming through Blanchimont. Who's that? Macrolos loses it also.
Oh, that was Macrolos.
Time. Yeah, his car's going everywhere in these conditions, so it must be a whole lot wetter this time round than the first time. So was that the right call from Nathan Henderson to get on the wets? Because we're just seeing them falling left, right, and centre.
Oh, and Macrolos hard into the fence too, J-Man. Big tank snapper.
Yeah, massive.
Very Honda-esque. Big snap, a little bit of oversteer, and then snap, and it's just throws him into the wall as he dawdles that car back onto track.
Moss in the pit lane. First and official scheduled stop. This will be a big call. Does Moss get on to a slick tyre?
Now, Macrolos in as well, J-Man. Now, we know how Mossy likes to run long here. He's done just that. Hour and 15 minutes.
Rain's just stopped. He needs to put on a slick tyre here.
For Mossy.
Yes, he needs to bolt on a slick tyre here, mate. And I tell you what, it could serve him very, very well because the Webley car's pretty beat up. Moss a long way out of that top 3 battle, but what he does here could shape up the next 45 minutes of his race and to see where he finishes out.
So the question really is what does Hendo do? Like, I know he's going to make some gains, but this dry line will form fairly quickly and he will want to get in and off those dry tyres pretty smartly, those wet tyres pretty smartly, won't he?
Yeah, look, he's by far the quickest car by a long shot out the moment, so I still believe he's got probably another 2-3 laps.
Yep.
Easily banging around anywhere from a 32 to a 35 second lap while these guys are punching around 245s to 255s.
Is that enough?
Look, it's not, because just a transit time on its own is a minute and 11 seconds. And then you could add a tyre change in there as well to be another 30-odd seconds. So somewhere around that minute 40, minute 40-ish. Yeah. So he just needs to go and do his thing. G'day, Matty. Good for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Hendo out there doing his thing. Ashton Hughes. Now,
Currently provisionally
he won.
first. Yes.
Yeah, he's out there just punching away all night.
He has.
Expect to see that car in shortly, if not now.
Dawson now starting to get on the back of Webley's car. That is Crossland just in the background as well. Now we called Crossland and Makalos going off.
Racing out of 18th, David.
So yeah, Dawson now look at how immaculate the Bentley is. It has not got a scratch on it.
Yeah, he's sizing him up here.
Really solid race from Dawson so far, and holding. Oh, a little bit of a slip into the corner there, but yeah, just probably doesn't. He probably looks at the condition of that Mustang, and goes, "Oh, I don't want to park near that guy." Just look what he does to his car. So up the inside here, Will Webley not covering whatsoever.
Look, Hendo's put 15 seconds on Maverick since making the pass.
Oh, wow.
On this wet tyre. So you've absolutely got to beat this tyre until you see that margin start heading the other way. And the second you see the deltas going the other way against somebody like Maverick, because he's technically, I don't think he's racing Maverick. He's actually racing Dawson. Now, Dawson's strategy was certainly a good one.
And we just saw, look, we're just looking over the rear wing, sorry to interrupt there, of Dawson's car. They come through that kink, and Dawson slipped, and you could hear it in the tyre, and Webley again got very sideways in the Mustang. So, you know, with both of these big powered cars running through that kink under load, they get very taily as they run up onto Camel Straight there, J-Man. So still very sketchy with track conditions out there at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So lap time comparison from Hendo to Mav last lap round, 2:30.7. So 2:30.7 for Henderson and a 2:40.4 for Maverick. So some 10 seconds the difference.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you can keep banking 10 seconds a lap quicker, it will fall away at some point. It will fall away as this track keeps drying, but he just needs to keep banking them. And remember that he's actually racing Pete Dawson. Now, Pete Dawson's, so Maverick is around about, so he's nearly 20 seconds. So 34 seconds the difference between Hendo and Dawson. He needs to just keep punching away. He's got to get it at least up to a minute 20, a minute 30 to cover off Dawson, and then maybe come out with 25 odd minutes, 30 minutes to go with a fresh set of slicks and try and have a better tyre on to fight Dawson with, because I think that's what the fight will be. Maverick kind of in the box seat, got the strategy going on, is on the correct tyre at the correct time. That Honda's absolutely filthy, but
Moss in the pits? Is it the second time Moss has been in the pits, or is he still in the pits?
Mossy.
I thought he'd already been in. Okay,
I'll tell you. That is Mossy's second trip to pit lane for whatever reason.
Okay, so it's something I've gone awry there. I suspect J-Man. Definitely unscheduled stop there for Jordan Moss in the 777 ASR and Z car. So he'll be having a good hard think about what went wrong there as he sits on the jacks.
Yeah, Fodder in a good position too, racing out of P5. I believe he started out of P6, but he's going very, very well. 2:28 plays a 2:37 last lap around. So once again, not quite 10 seconds, but nonetheless still climbing in the right direction. So has got around about 36, 37 seconds to Dawson. So still needs to keep building on that. But as we say that, you can see the sun is really well and truly out now.
Yeah.
And the more that track sort of dries up, the worse it gets for Hendo. Okay, so margins-wise, Ashton Hughes, Gunther Rose, a good little battle going on, both on the same tyre, both on a dry tyre. I believe we actually only have the one car out there on the wet tyre at the moment, which is Nathan Henderson. I don't believe I saw Oh no, I tell a lie. Danny Kim is out there on a wet tyre also, so he'll be in a world of hurt with those things at the moment. Oh, and also Kenneth Worcester still out there circulating on a wet tyre. So 3 drivers out there at the moment still on a wet tyre. 2:29 that lap time around for Nathan Henderson. And then we'll get a read very, very shortly.
Just every time I get Webley's car on camera, it is sideways. He has got so much car on his hand to deal with here. Loads of wheel work continuously. Espoto looks like he might have him here. And Webley, I think, may have just stepped aside there a little bit and just goes, mate, I've got nothing for you, bro. Like, it's yours.
So that's a positional change.
That is a positional change. So Fondo, stellar job tonight, actually. Been in a couple of battles throughout the race so far, and really has kept his nose clean and kept that car slowly moving forward, hasn't he, mate?
Yeah, and then look, on predictive time at the moment, given the battle that Hendo's facing, he was only about 6.5, 7 seconds faster than Maverick that last lap time round. So that delta's starting to go back the other way now, which is what we mentioned.
Yes.
And Fodo is only 2.5 seconds behind Pete Dawson, who is in provisionally P3. I think a podium here for Shane Fodo is very, very much on the cards.
Yep. Again, we just saw back a shot there. Webley super sideways through the kink out onto Camel there. So, wow, that guy's got his hands full tonight, J-Man. What a workout for the next 36 minutes for Brandon Webley.
Ashton Hughes doing a great job as well at really reining in this Mustang of Gunther Rowe, who was just flashing the lights at nobody. He just must be just flashing the light. Maybe he's flashing the lights at us. G'day, Gunther. How are you, mate?
G'day, Gunther, mate. But yeah, look, Hughes, maybe not reining in so much, but definitely staying in touch with the Mustang in that Porsche. And yeah, look, Gunther in a fine patch of form at the moment, so no slouch. So Hughesy doing a great job to stay tagged onto the back of that Guerrilla Racing Mustang here tonight, J-Man. Oh, and you see them both wriggle through the kink there. Must be just a wash of water running across the track there. It really, if you're not ready for it, the cars are well loaded, you know, pulling up the hill there. Plenty of torque from these GT3 cars. And they hit that little wash of water there, and we just see just about the whole field wriggle through there. And we've seen Webley into the wall twice in that area of the track. So very dangerous part of the track at the moment.
So give you an update as well. I'm watching intently to the Nathan Henderson Maverick battle. And so Hendo through on a 28.7. Once again, Maverick through on a 35.1. So still to the good of Hendo. Still needs to keep punching those numbers. We're now talking about the 50-second range now to Pete Dawson. You heard me talk about, look, if he comes in and makes a tyre change, somewhere around that minute 40. So still a long, long way to go. However, the Delta's still trending in the right direction for Hendo as far as the lap time. If he can still keep punching,
yes,
somewhere in those 27, 28 second laps. But every time he does that, these guys are going to improve. Expect to see Maverick probably drop down very, very shortly into the 34s, the 33s. And as that trends that way, you'll see Hendo start trending the other way, start heading closer. The margins will get smaller. So although Maverick really sideways has a big run through the chicane,